A little girl is walking toward a well with a hurricane lamp and a doll in her hand. In the dead of night, she feels an unknown presence. She throws the doll into the well, goes home, and sees the doll right back in its original spot. The doll's name is Annabelle. It's not just a doll. It's the devil's own residence. But today, we'll go back many years to where Annabelle was born and learn about this cursed doll's cursed past. Also, if you haven't seen the explanations for the previous 3 movies in the Conjuring universe, you can check out the playlist linked in the description box. With that, let's start today's movie, Annabelle Creation. The story begins in 1955. Samuel Mullins is a doll maker, and his doll-making company is named after him. He's concentrating on making dolls in his workshop when he suddenly finds a note slipped under the door that reads, "Find me." As he walks from the workshop to the house, he finds another note. This one says, "Closer." The person writing these notes is none other than Samuel's daughter, Annabelle. Samuel, his wife Esther, and his only daughter Annabelle are living happily, but their happiness is short-lived. The next day, the 3 of them were driving home from church. Halfway there, their car got a flat tire. While changing the tire, a screw falls onto the road. When Annabelle runs to get it, a car suddenly hits her. Annabelle dies at the scene. 12 long years pass after the incident. A van from an orphanage, a nun, and some orphan children are on their way to the Mullins house. Father Massey tells the nun that they might not see Mr. Mullins, Samuel, much when they get there. He says that after an accident 12 years ago, Samuel rarely leaves the house anymore and keeps himself hidden within its 4 walls. After a long journey, they arrive. Samuel warmly welcomes the nun and the children. Since the house was empty, Samuel offered to house an orphanage. He hadn't heard the sound of children's laughter in the house for many years, and he saw it as a noble act. One of the orphan children is a girl named Janice, who has a crushed leg. When Samuel is about to ask Sister Charlotte about the child, Charlotte says, "It's fine. She won't be a burden. I'll keep an eye on her." Samuel shows them the entire house, and the children like it a lot. Samuel tells them they'll stay on the first floor. But since Janice has a leg problem, Charlotte asks if she and Janice could stay downstairs. Samuel shows them an automatic chair facility system he built for his wife, Esther, many years ago. As Janice rides the chair up, she feels for a moment that someone is standing behind her. When she looks, no one is there. There are 6 girls in total: Janice, Linda, Carol, Nancy, Kate, and Tierney. Carol and Nancy have already chosen a room. When Janice and Linda try to join them, they are told no and that there are many other rooms in the house. Because of Janice's leg issue, the others secretly see her as a bit of a burden, though they don't show it. The forbidden room. Janice is looking for a room and finds one with Annabelle's nickname, B, written in the corner. As she tries to enter, Samuel suddenly appears and strictly tells Janice she can do whatever she wants in the house, but entering this room is forbidden. Linda calls her, and Janice leaves. Linda has found a room for both of them. Sister Charlotte is also unpacking. Suddenly, a gust of wind flips the pages of a book, even though the window is closed. Her attention is drawn to something that looks like a bookshelf, but upon closer inspection, it looks like a lift. This pulling-based elevator mechanism was common in wealthy 19th century homes and was used to send furniture down to the basement. It was new to Charlotte. She closes the elevator door, but it opens by itself. Just then, Nancy asks Charlotte for permission to go outside and play. Charlotte gives them permission. Everyone leaves, but Janice can't go because of her leg. She's watching them through the window. Then, she again feels someone behind her. The letters and the doll. That night, everyone sits down for dinner. Samuel says grace, then gets up and leaves without eating to go to his wife. Carol peeks into Esther's room and sees a glimpse of her. But something seemed off to her. A little fear enters Carol's mind. Also, the room light is flickering. That night, Linda says her prayers and falls asleep. But Janice can't sleep because she's a little uncomfortable in the new place. Suddenly, she hears footsteps. She sees a note under the door that reads, "Find me." She follows the trail and reaches Annabelle's room. There, she finds another note. Janice initially thought Nancy and Carol were playing a trick on her. Janice apologizes to Samuel mentally and enters the room. Inside, she sees many of Annabelle's old toys. She notices a dollhouse that looks exactly like the house. She sees a doll just like Annabelle, standing in front of a specific door inside the dollhouse. From there, Janice finds a key. She realizes the key she found in front of the door in the dollhouse is the key to a door in this room. Janice uses the key to open that room and sees a doll sitting in a chair. The entire room is lined with pages from the Bible. She finds it very strange. She closes the door and is about to look around the room when she feels the door has opened again. She turns around and sees the doll looking at her. She quickly covers the doll with a cloth and rushes to leave. But then she notices Samuel outside. He's seen her and is walking toward her. Just then, a miracle happens. The white-clothed doll is standing right in front of her. A moment later, it's gone. Terrified, Janice runs back to her room. The mysterious well. The next day, the children are playing near a well outside the house. Carol says, "I heard Samuel keeps his wife in this well. She's not human. She looks like a wooden doll." Carol felt something was wrong when she saw Esther the other day. She suspects there's a mystery between the husband and wife because some rumors about them had already spread. Linda doesn't believe any of this. Carol tells her to go hide, and they'll find her. Janice apologizes to Charlotte that day. Despite Samuel's warning, she entered the forbidden room last night. She is punished for it. But just as she is about to describe the supernatural event, Linda comes in, and she can't finish. As Linda goes upstairs, she notices what looks like a secret room across the staircase. They often play hide and seek. Since Carol told her to hide, she thinks it would be a good spot and finds the door to enter, the scarecrow and the hidden room. Carol, Nancy, Kate, and Tierney find a garage next to the house. They go inside and look around the area. They see a mysterious scarecrow in front of them. Carol tries to scare them, and they are a little spooked. But Nancy feels like the scarecrow is staring at her. Shortly after Linda enters the room beneath the staircase, she notices a doll sitting in the dark corner, staring at her. She gets incredibly scared, and the others rush in. When Charlotte tells Samuel about the incident, Samuel immediately seals the door shut. But Samuel is angry. Even though they were told not to, they are causing trouble in the house. Still, he doesn't say anything. The photo and the demon. Instead, Samuel notices a group photo Charlotte has. Charlotte explains that the photo was taken in a convent in Rome, where nuns live completely isolated from the outside world. With great difficulty, she managed to talk to 3 of them: Sister Maria, Sister Anna, and Sister Lucia. Samuel notices a presence in the darkness of the photo. He asks, "Who is this?" Charlotte says, "I don't know her. I've never met her." That night, Carol and Nancy are under the covers, intentionally talking about ghosts, especially Samuel's wife, Esther. They call her a witch and other things. Suddenly, a bell rings in the room. Their attention shifts from their story to the sound. They feel an unusual presence and a chilling cold. The sound starts coming closer. Their flashlight goes out. When the girls scream, everyone wakes up. Charlotte and Samuel come running. The girls keep repeating that they saw Mr. Mullen's wife there. Samuel finds the matter ridiculous. "Will you stop? How could my wife be here? She hasn't been able to walk for years. What nonsense are you saying?" Then, Esther rings the bell and Samuel goes to her. Carol and Nancy are a little worried because no one believed them. But Janice senses something. Janice's encounter. The next day, Samuel is out of the house doing errands in the city. So, when Esther rings the bell, Charlotte gets permission and goes into her room. Esther asks for water to take some medicine. Janice secretly peeks in and sees Charlotte removing Esther's mask. But because of the curtain, the view is not clear. Charlotte also couldn't see her face. When she sees a picture of Annabelle there, she asks about it. Esther tells her about the accident. Janice learns the whole story and, as she leaves, takes the picture of Annabelle from the wall to her room. Strangely, Annabelle's eyes in the photo glow in the dark. Suddenly, the analog music player in Annabelle's room starts playing automatically. Janice moves toward the room, but Linda comes along and asks her, "What are you doing in this room so late?" Janice tells her about the music playing and also that Mr. Mullins had a daughter and that everything in this room is hers. Linda mistakenly shoots the doll with a toy gun. Suddenly, the doll stares at her. She pauses for a moment. She realizes something is wrong and feels a bit scared. So she says, "I'm not staying here. I'm going back to my room." Janice starts reading Annabelle's diary on the table when the door suddenly closes. The wooden dolls in the room start moving by themselves. The dollhouse lights up, but she feels someone standing in front of her. She looks up and sees Annabelle outside the window. Janice asks her, "Are you Mullins' daughter? What happened to you? Will you help me? What do you want?" Annabelle replies, "Your soul." Janice tries to run away, but someone grabs her from behind. She manages to break free and gets into the lift to go to Charlotte. But the lift isn't working. Instead, it goes up. At one point, some unknown force throws her down in the air, and she passes out there. All this happened, but no one in the house noticed. The consequences of evil. The next day, Samuel and Charlotte take her to the doctor. They learn that she won't be able to walk now. If she's taken very good care of, she might be able to walk a little, like before. That day, Janice tells Charlotte, "I can't stay here anymore. I want to leave." When Charlotte asks why, Janice says, "Last night, I didn't fall down the stairs by accident. Someone pushed me. You said we can't see God with our bare eyes, but we can feel Him. But in this house, I felt the opposite. It's evil. It wants my soul. It wants me to sell my soul to it." Charlotte can't offer a solution but gives her some religious advice and the confidence to avoid such things. On the other hand, Samuel blames himself for Janice's condition. He tells his wife that by giving the girls a place to stay, he has put them in more danger. But according to Esther, if they kick the girls out, they will also be destitute. She wants to spend her last moments listening to the children's chatter. Tonight, Janice will sleep with Charlotte, leaving Linda alone. After their talk, as Linda is going up to her room, she hears the sound of a chair moving from Annabelle's room. She peeks through the door and sees the doll rocking in the chair. The next moment, when she opens the door, there's no one in the chair. She goes to her room, scared, but can't sleep. She stays up playing with her toy gun so these thoughts won't enter her mind. But she sees the ball being held by someone. Now very scared, she covers herself completely with her blanket on the bed. She sees the footprint of some shadowy figure. She peeks toward Annabelle's room and sees a black hand taking the doll. She somehow survives the night in fear. The next day, Samuel is in the city as usual. There is no one in the house. Esther rings the doorbell. Charlotte leaves Janice under a tree and goes to answer the door. Suddenly, in the middle of the day, someone pushes Janice's chair. Yet there is no one there. A woman who looks like Charlotte suddenly pushes her chair and takes her to the garage, then throws her out and closes the door. The environment is completely silent. Scared, Janice hides in a spot, but the Annabelle doll possesses her there. When Sister Charlotte comes running after hearing her scream, she sees Janice looking healthy and fine. That night, Linda talks to the girls about this. She says, "I'm quite worried about this. The girl who said she wouldn't stay here a few days ago now says she won't go anywhere." Linda tells Nancy everything Janice used to share with her. But Carol, hearing all this, doesn't believe it. She says, "Nothing happened to Janice. She's just looking for sympathy from us." When Linda tries to explain nicely, Carol scolds her and sends her to her room. The next day, Linda is waiting outside the house for Samuel. When he arrives, she tells him that Janice has been acting strangely for a few days. She also says Janice told her she can see his daughter. Samuel replies, "How is that possible? My daughter died almost a decade ago." Ignoring this, Linda says, "Janice also did something else. Even though you told her not to, she went into Annabelle's room, and she saw a doll dressed in white." Hearing this, Samuel gets very angry and says, "That's impossible. I hid the key to that room, and going into that room is forbidden." What has she done? Samuel realizes Janice has freed the entity. He immediately enters the house. He hears Janice humming something. He sees the cursed doll sitting on a chair. There's a note in front of it that says, "Found him." Janice appears from behind. Samuel says, "I told you not to enter that room." Janice stands up from the chair and unnaturally changes her form. Samuel holds a holy cross in front of her to ward her off, but he fails and is defeated by the evil spirit. Samuel is found with all his bones broken, his eyes rolled back, and he has been violently murdered. Returned to the well. Charlotte immediately informs the police. After the police finish their work, they leave. She sends the girls to their rooms and goes to talk to Esther. But Linda's eyes are on Janice. Janice is sitting with the doll. Linda feels this cursed doll is the root of everything. So, while Janice is sleeping, Linda secretly steals the doll and heads to the well with a hurricane lamp. Charlotte notices her. As Linda walks toward the well with the doll, she feels someone is following her. Her hands and feet are shaking with fear. The surrounding area is completely silent. The well is a little further away. Just as she removes the well cover and is about to throw the doll in, Charlotte arrives and asks her, "What are you doing here so late?" Linda says, "This doll is scaring Janice and killed Mr. Mullins. I want to end it right here." Saying this, she throws the doll into the well. Charlotte tells her to go home. As she is leaving, she hears a sound from behind. When she turns her face toward the well, some unknown force suddenly pulls her from inside. Charlotte barely manages to save her. When she closes the well, a loud noise starts coming from inside, as if someone is trying to get out. Charlotte is horrified by what she saw with her own eyes and runs back with Linda. Linda comes home and says to Janice, "Janice, where are you? We threw that doll away." But when she goes to see Janice, she is terrified because the doll is sleeping in Janice's place. Charlotte tells the other girls to find Janice. She takes the doll and goes to Esther. Esther is horrified to see the doll and says, "This doll, keep it away from me." Charlotte asks her if she knows anything about it. Esther replies in a frightened and disheartened voice, "It's cursed. No, it's the devil himself. The origin of Annabelle." Esther explains, "We prayed to any power, whoever it might be, and made a heartfelt promise so we could see our dear daughter again or have a chance to talk to her. Initially, it gave us small signs, like Annabelle's favorite song playing from her room's analog music player. We knew it was our Annabelle. Then, one day, it asked for our permission to possess a doll so it could stay with them forever. Annabelle's favorite doll was rocking in the chair in front of her, and she agreed to the proposal. This made it even more powerful. Sometimes we could see it, but only for a moment. It remained out of our reach. But we soon realized it was not our Annabelle. One day, I saw its true face in the mirror. It was a demon. To test if it was our Annabelle, I brought a holy cross in front of it. But it didn't like that at all. Its arms and legs broke and bent, and it took on a large form. That's how it damaged my eyes. The demon wanted my soul, but Samuel didn't let that happen. He contacted the church, and a priest purified the entire house. Even so, because we gave it permission, the demon made this doll its residence, so it couldn't be exorcised. Later, the priest sealed this cursed doll in a secret room in Annabelle's room with the word of God, so it couldn't escape. Many years passed this way. There were no more problems in the house. We gave these orphan children a place to stay in our home to atone for our sins before Jesus. But in the end, what we feared happened. It has been set free. The girls find Janice in Annabelle's room. She was standing when she saw them. Carol is surprised because her leg was never supposed to heal. But Janice has a knife in her hand. She stabs Carol. Terrified, they all run to Charlotte. Charlotte sends the girls away for safety and goes out to find Janice. The girls go into Esther's room to call the police and see her brutally murdered and hanging. Half of her body is gone. Charlotte is about to leave with Linda and Kate when Janice shows up. Charlotte starts reading the Bible verses, but they don't work. Instead, Janice starts to levitate her in the air. Linda and Kate try to run away in fear, but Linda is pulled back from behind. Meanwhile, Carol, Nancy, and Tierney try to escape in the car, but see the scarecrow standing with its face toward them. In a moment, it's gone. The car won't start. Kate comes, and the four of them go to the front of the garage. Carol enters the garage first, and the door slams shut. Despite their loud screams, no one can hear anyone. They can't open the door from the outside either. Carol turns around and sees the scarecrow, and she's scared. There's an axe in front of her. She tries to take it for self-defense, but only the wooden stick comes into her hand. The light starts flickering. A black, sooty hand emerges from inside the scarecrow. The light immediately shatters. Before another light bulb can burst, she manages to fix it, and she sees the demon. It slowly approaches her. She somehow manages to enter a small room in the dark and locks the door from the inside. A little later, someone suddenly grabs her hand, and she is startled. But it turns out to be Nancy. She manages to escape through the window. Linda, on the other hand, runs away and locks herself in a room, looking for a hiding place. But Janice is outside, constantly banging on the door. She can't jump out the window either. But a little later, she finds the manual lift to the basement. She somehow gets downstairs. Her heart is pounding. She turns on her flashlight to look around and sees blood on the wall. A dead body is lying on the floor. Suddenly, it rises and moves toward her. She quickly gets back into the lift. She's stuck halfway. Janice is above and the dead body is below. She's in a bad situation. But as they say, where there is fear, there is danger. She looks down and sees that it's not Esther's body, but the demon inside Janice. She manages to get back up and goes downstairs, terrified. But Janice is there, too. It's like she's playing hide and seek with her. Linda then goes and hides in Annabelle's room, specifically where the Annabelle doll was. She feels like the doll is looking at her. She tries to turn its head, but Janice pounces on her. Charlotte immediately arrives with the doll. When Janice tries to stab her, it hits the doll, and a Holy Cross locket is placed around her neck. She is locked inside the room with the doll, and the gate is bolted. For a moment, the surroundings become silent. But a little later, the supernatural events start throughout the room. The lights flicker, the analog music player starts by itself. And then, the attack on them begins. They all run out of the house in fear. But then, all the lights in the house shatter, and a loud noise is heard. The aftermath. A little later, the police arrive. The doll is lying in the room, and Janice has run away. The next day, a priest comes and completely purifies the house, telling them the house is now safe to live in. He also says the demon is no longer in the doll because it got what it wanted. He says anyone who likes the doll can keep it, but no one wants it. They give it to the priest. They could have stayed in the house, but for some reason they don't stay there. Instead, they leave for an unknown destination. Now the question is, where did Janice go? Janice voluntarily goes to an orphanage. A couple, Pete and Sharon Higgins, come there. They want to adopt Janice. When they ask her name, she says her name is Annabelle, and she grows up as Annabelle Higgins. However, one day, Annabelle, aka Janice, murders her adoptive parents with her boyfriend, and you already know the rest of the story if you don't check out the Annabelle 2014 movie linked in the end screen. If you liked the video, be sure to hit like, comment, and let me know if you want the next video in the Conjuring franchise. Also, if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and set the bell icon to all. You're watching Ghostly Screen, where dark mysteries and supernatural tales come alive. Don't forget to subscribe before the lights go out.